Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so try to check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, and Rising placements, to see, if you have other messages waiting for you there. All right, let's get this deck shuffled and we'll see what is the energy. What is the energy around Libra for the week ahead? What's the energy around Libra for this week ahead? Happy birthday to any Libras celebrating their birthday, their solar return. Okay, Libra, what's going on here? Let's have a look. Okay, we see Imagine on the bottom of the deck. We've got Community, By the Book, and Peace. Okay, interesting. Libra. All right, so what I'm picking up on here is that you're sort of moving towards something very much within what you've imagined. You're moving towards it, and I feel like you're moving towards it sort of at a slow pace, but it's the timing that needs to be right now. And it's almost as if inner peace is your guide right now. You've got to follow this pathway through, and I feel like it's going to bring you to sort of a new community of people, or you may have already met this new community of people by doing something that makes you feel really balanced and peaceful, where your nervous system is sort of getting a break from being jolted from fight and flight to exhaustion and then back again to fight or flight. And it's interesting. It's almost like you're finding your way by using peace as your ultimate indicator. Whatever puts your mind at rest, whatever makes you feel sort of relaxed and calm within seems to be where you need to be moving towards. And I feel like you've imagined this sort of you've seen this picture in your mind where you found a group of people that you sort of resonate with. And it's interesting, this could take several different forms, as this is a general reading. Like this could be, you found a really great group of friends and it feels very comfortable and easy to be around these people. Or perhaps you found a hobby that has led you to meet a bunch of individuals that, again, you feel very much at peace here. You might also be moving. Some of you might be moving to a new community and it feels like a right fit. I feel like you're doing stuff, you're changing things, you're sort of moving through things as you imagine them, you're putting them into place. It's very interesting. Two of Wands here coming out. I feel like you have definitely chosen a path here. You may have been at a crossroads about what to do, but I feel like you're moving towards things now. You're really starting to build a foundation here that is planting seeds for your future. But it's interesting. I'm almost feeling like staying in the present moment is where you need to focus your energy right now. Yeah, there's the Death card. This could be a sudden transformation. You might be experiencing some new chapter suddenly emerging. And again, it feels like it's because you've imagined it. It's almost like you had it in your mind that if you were to change your life in a certain way, it would have a big impact. And I think you went for it. I think you had the choice to make. You made that choice. And now it's almost like you're about to experience the results of that. There's the Queen of Rods. Something very creative, something very, very much in touch with your source of joy. And that will be different for everyone. So, I say creative, and I it's not limited to just sort of doing something artistic. No, like this could be whatever it is that makes you feel like you're really expressing yourself. And so however it is that you create, however it is that you express yourself, it feels like it's a new day here with this Ace of Swords, also sort of bringing in a little bit of shift in the mindset. So, and there's that beautiful Four of Wands. I saw it when I was shuffling on the bottom of the deck. So it's like a gateway. It's like you're walking through this transformation here. You're walking through this gateway where suddenly you feel a lot of inner harmony, a lot of inner peace. You're very calm. You feel like you imagined you could feel. You know, it's interesting. This is a new perspective that is dawning here for Libra. And it feels like it's bringing with it a lot of change. A lot of change in you, a lot of change in the community that you spend time with, and a lot of movement. I feel like for some of you, you might be taking a very unfamiliar path forward. And that could be exactly what you need right now. That's exactly what you need to serve you, is something to shake up the pattern, something to disturb your habits and patterns so that you find yourself in a different situation, a different opportunity, having a different experience. You know, it reminds me of that saying that whatever we're not changing, we're choosing. And so it's like you have decided to make different choices. And now you're sort of starting to feel the effects of those choices. And I feel like it's not only bringing in a lot of peace of mind for you and a lot of sort of inner focus, like you're really focusing on your inner well-being, but it's also bringing out this opportunity for you to express yourself creatively. And again, creative can be anything. Whatever it is that you do that makes you feel like you're really expressing that sort of that energy in your soul, your sacral chakra, whatever it is that you feel the most in touch with yourself when you're expressing this energy. It could be anything. It could be, you know, it's going to be very different depending on who's listening, but whatever that is, it's like your superpower. It makes you feel completely charged up and alive and grateful, and you have this inner peace, and your imagination is flowing, and you're taking a path that's unfamiliar to you, and it's leading you to new and exciting places. This is very transformative, Libra, and I feel like you just need to keep going. You just keep doing what you're doing here. Let's clarify some of these cards. Looking at that Two of Wands. What is this direction? Yeah, there's the Hierophant. So isn't that interesting? Coming out Taurus energy here to clarify that Two of Wands. It's like you took your current knowledge and current experience, and you started to imagine what you could do with that. You know, and you may have gone a very traditional route with this. Like I was saying before, you may have started a new hobby. You may have started, taking some classes, learning from a certain teacher. You might have started doing something that involved, established ways of sort of expressing yourself. It's interesting. It almost feels like you may have even it's like consulted with someone else. That might be how you started to take this path that was unfamiliar to you, is that you had to find a teacher first, and that might have been the spark. You might have become very inspired by somebody or someone's work. You might not have met them, but you may have sort of been inspired by something that they have done. I feel like you're closing a painful chapter here. Libra, it's interesting seeing the Ten of Swords here to clarify the Death card. I feel like how I was saying this may have been slowly developing over the last year or the last few months. It's like you're finally ready to stand up from whatever this painful chapter was. Like you've gone through a lot, and it feels like you're at the point now where you're like, I'm ready to change things. I'm ready to do things differently. Again, I'm sort of getting this idea in my mind that if you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, then, that's not going to get you anywhere. I can't remember the rest of the saying, but I think that, how does it go? I think it's like the definition of insanity. We don't want to judge anything, but it's interesting, right? Like if we keep doing the same thing and we expect different results, we're just going to be going around and around. And I feel like somehow you've broken that cycle. and you sought out some new information, some teachers. You may have even sought out spiritual guidance. This is really interesting. It's like you're finally ready to say, I'm done with all of that. I'm ready to do something in a different way to get different results. Yeah. Let's look at that Queen. So Queen of Rods is coming out. Look at this. We see the Magician, the Chariot, and the Queen of Cups. So yeah, like you're really changing your vibe. You're using all the tools you have to move in a different direction. Again, we're seeing movement with the Chariot, and by the book, I can't help but think that you're definitely moving in a different direction. And it might not be a physical move, but for some of you, it could be. It could be a physical move. But seeing the Queen of Cups here, to clarify the Queen of Rods, that tells me that whatever's going on is deeply tied to not only your will and your ability to express yourself, but also your emotions and your intuitive sense. And so it's like you've changed hats, it's like you've changed hats and you've said, I'm done wearing that hat. I'm not getting any results wearing that hat. I'm not, my nervous system is always triggered and my emotions are getting triggered and I don't feel like I'm creative and I'm not expressing myself and I feel stuck. And it's like you decided, no more. I'm done living that way. And it's like you decided to use the tools you have to even understand things in a different perspective by maybe seeking out a teacher or a new community of people that can sort of help inspire you or teach you new skills. And you're using all of that to sort of move in a new direction. Excuse me. It's very interesting. I feel like you're done with something. When I look at that 10 of Swords sitting on that Death card, you're done doing things in a certain way. You're done getting this sort of knocked down feeling where you feel like, it's just not working anymore. Whose reading was similar to this? Virgo's reading was very similar in the sense of like, it's time to do things in a new way. But I feel like you're already there. You're already starting this. You've already started to do things in a new way. Two of Pentacles coming out to clarify the Ace of Swords. That tells me that you might have too much on your plate, Libra. I know that it can be very exciting when we get this like burst of creativity, burst of inspiration and motivation to do things, but you may have sort of taken on too much. In fact, you may have taken on too much and now you're trying to decide which way to go. That's clarifying the Ace of Swords. So there may be a part of you that is, still sort of trying to balance things out, trying to figure out what you can keep, what you can let go of. This kind of reminds me of someone sitting in front of their closet making piles of like donation pile, keep pile, and then repurpose pile. Like you're going to use it to make a quilt, or you're going to use it to do something different, like make little hand towels out of an old pair of sweatpants or something. That's a funny example to use, but it's almost like you're getting yourself sorted to see what can go and what can stay and what can be repurposed, and it's like you're doing this inventory through your home, in your mind. You're sort of trying to eliminate things that could be a distraction or that are just simply not needed anymore. Bottom of the deck is interesting right now. For you, we see the 9 of Swords. And so I think you're still hanging on to a little bit of worry about this process. You might be hanging on. I was sort of just looking at the cards behind it. I feel like you've got 2 5s there. It's very interesting. And another 10. You're really closing out some chapters here, and you've got 2 5s. There's a lot of change moving your way, and I think you're still processing it. You're still processing this big shift because, it does feel like a big shift. You're moving in a very different way. You're moving through your life in a very different way right now, Libra, and I feel like you're ready to surrender some patterns, but at the same time, you're still sort of feeling a little bit of anxiety around this. Maybe because you're a Libra and you want to do it perfectly. Perhaps this experience is teaching you that there is no such thing as perfection, and that you just have to sort of move through things in a way that leaves you feeling at peace. And that is the ideal for you right now is to just feel at peace, to sort of let the mind stop worrying about things and to trust that you will figure this out like you always have, Libra. I'm going to leave it at that. What an interesting reading. Very good food for thought. I hope this has been helpful. If it's resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care. Looking forward to reading for you again soon.